Hello and welcome to another gentle descent into the past tonight. We'll open the doors to a world once lost, rediscovered through quiet storytelling puffs. You're lying still beneath the cover, sir, letting the last hours of the day melt away the way. I'm honored to have you here. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. Are we continents apart or just a few time zones away? Both listening as the stars come out of you. Enjoy resting to soft-spoken tales and thoughtful history. Sure to subscribe, there's so much more to uncover together. We all know that life for ordinary people in medieval Europe was extremely hard. But just how hard was it? It might completely change the way we see things. Professor Bennett wrote in The History of Medieval Europe that they wore sackcloth and slept with pigs. The whole family crowded onto a single bed. They ate unappetizing oatmeal, porridge, and black bread. Medieval oatmeal was a completely different concept from today. Now, we flatten oats, add fruits and vegetables, pour milk over them, and they look delicious and inviting. But in the Middle Ages, people soaked the oats, boiled them in a pot, added wild greens and animal fat, and stirred it all with a fire stick, until it looked like something that would shock even an Indian brother. Then it was ready to eat. From afar, it looked like paste. Up close, like pig slop. Even pigs would turn away in tears if you tried to feed it to them. As for black bread, it was unbelievably hard. If you dropped it, it could crack floor tiles. If it hit your foot, it could bruise your bones. The saying lifting bread only to smash your own foot probably came from this. There were even rumors that furious wives once killed their husbands with black bread. That shows how powerful it was. You could call it the Nokia of the Middle Ages. Some dishonest merchants even mixed tree bark and sawdust into black bread. Some added small stones. As for taste, not dying from it was already an achievement. So why did medieval peasants eat oats instead of wheat? Because all the good wheat had been taken by the landlords. Under the feudal system, grains were the main food of Europeans. But eating wheat was still a luxury for commoners. Feudalism meant that the monarch granted land to nobles, who then granted it again to their vassals. Layer by layer, it trickled down, until the peasants at the bottom became serfs. They were the European version of Yang Bilao. Every day, they toiled from dawn till dusk, but all their crops were taken away by nobles and the clergy. In addition to those taxes, even mill owners came to take their share. In medieval Europe, mills were public. Millers would trick the peasants, saying, "Eating bran is bad for your health. It offends God." So they confiscated the bran and secretly used it to feed their pigs. Because of the severe food shortage, lower-class Europeans usually had only 2 meals a day. Outside working hours, they could only lie down to conserve energy. Hunger constantly hung over them. When famine struck and crops failed, villagers gathered in groups to chew on tree bark and dig up wild herbs. They collected chestnuts and acorns, crushed and boiled them into soup, like Zhu Yuanzhang's famous pearl jade soup. Starving peasants, their eyes green with hunger, came up with a bold idea to catch and eat swans. That's right, the phrase eating swan meat actually originated in Europe in the 12th century. British nobles loved eating steamed swans. They were slow and foolish, easy to catch. Peasants imitated them, catching swans everywhere. This caused the swan population to drop sharply. Even the king's table ran short of swan meat. Angry, the king declared that all swans belonged to the crown. So the peasants went back to eating oats again. A European proverb said, "Those who farm feed those who pray and fight," meaning farmers fed both the clergy and the nobles. Most commoners could only rely on oats to survive their long and weary lives. Thus, their memory of oats evolved into Europe's food culture, even today. Many countries still keep the habit of eating oats. Human dietary history has gone through 3 stages. First, eating just to survive. Second, eating for taste. Third, eating for health and balance. Under modern nutritional awareness, this ancient grain oats has come back to life. It has walked out of the dark memories of the Middle Ages and achieved a great revival under modern food culture. In 1961, a Swede named Rickard Gisti developed oat milk as an alternative to cow's milk. Unexpectedly, it created a whole new category, plant-based milk. That's the now world-famous Swedish brand, Oatly. From medieval oatmeal porridge to modern oat milk, Oatly has given new life to this humble grain. Modern technology has redefined ancient oats, unleashing the inner power of plants. Turning oats into milk not only removes their coarse texture, but also retains their natural sweetness and rich nutrients. Without the animal smell of dairy milk, Oatly's silky smoothness goes beyond words. Its pure plant aroma carries the lingering richness of oats. It transforms the rough, hard-to-swallow grain into something so smooth and refined, thanks to Oatly's unique enzymatic process. For coffee lovers, Oatly is the perfect companion. Add it to your coffee, and you can easily create a rich, silky, and trendy drink beloved by young people. The oat latte, meanwhile, through its VITS 1OS fresh lock technology, Oatly preserves the natural sweetness of oats, their fresh plant aroma, and the taste memory of 10,000 years of agricultural civilization in this rough and chaotic world. Taking a sip of Oatly's simple, elegant flavor, its delicate contrast and depth is like a metrical poem, full of rhythm and return throughout Europe's long civilization, from survival to the pursuit of taste. Oats have always been an important staple. Today, empowered by science and technology, this ancient grain has been given new life. This is the power of plants, and more importantly, the power of civilization.